Hey, welcome back to the show, the wrestling show. We're keeping it real, goes right. Welcome back to Real Take, Wrestle Talk, live here on YouTube. Welcome to everyone listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Please leave a 5-star review if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. Hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new videos release. I see since he's already in the chat, hitting us with that wrestling. We love that wrestling, that Adam Pac-Man Jones from TNA. Ooh, so I'm here to do some wrestling. That's what that's what he was there to do. And did he ever wrestle, Trevor? Absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely not. No.
Joining us, though, of course, as always, my co-host, my wonderful, bodacious co-host. Was bodacious the right word there? I don't even know. Trevor, the sauce. What's up, Trev?
What's going on, guys? How's it going?
Who you asking? You asking Cincy? Cincy's asking how's it going.
How's it going, Sissy?
I know you ain't talking to me with that tone. I know you're not talking to me like that. But I'm the only one here, so you must be talking to me. Guys, we've got a wacky show for you guys planned today. We're going to be talking about Walter. No more. We're never going to be talking about Walter again because that's not his name anymore, unfortunately. We're going to be talking about Gunther. We're going to be talking about all things WWE Royal Rumble. We're also going to be talking about AEW Beach Break. Ronda Rousey possibly returning, Lio Rush leaving AEW, and Time Warner, Warner Media, whoever, defending AEW against WWE's attacks, quote unquote. We got a lot to think about, a lot to talk about. But Trevor, as always, we're going to start off with our worst, weirdest, and best from the week, our good old WWB. I'm starting to like this segment, you know. I think we're starting to find a groove with it. But let's talk about it. WWB, Trevor, for you, what was your worst thing in pro wrestling over the past 7 days?
Every time Bully Ray opened his mouth.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Dude, like, what the? Oh, my God. Like,
for those who may not know, why don't you give some context of the whole Bully Ray situation?
So, for those who watched the AEW last week and saw that, you know, Dean Ambrose or Jon Moxley came back, of course he had some things to say. I mean, and honestly, he should have had some things to say. But, good old Bully Ray kind of made it seem like it was a work, pretty much. And pretty much said he should have used it as a work.
No, I believe like the quote was he needs to apologize to the fans for leaving to go get rehab for his for drinking, like, which is just yeah.
I'm sorry, I wanted to get healthy so I could be here for my kid.
It's like, I'm sorry you couldn't see me wrestle. Like, what?
Do you know who I am?
I don't know who you are, Bully. You know why? Actually, I know exactly what Bully Ray is. Bully Ray is a product of the same system that CM Punk called out, which is exactly... Actually, no, it's not my worst. It's going to be my best, but so that's not a good transition there. But no, I agree with you, Trevor. Like, that was actually pretty bad from this week. Like, Bully Ray... I think Renee Paquette, who came to Jon Moxley's defense, and I know there's a lot of people dragging Mox over that, where it's like, oh, he has his wife speaking for him. Like, dude, like, are you oh, so you're telling me Renee can't speak up for the father of her child, like, or she can't speak up for her husband?
We should all be lucky to one day have an amazing human being, an amazing woman like Renee Paquette that would stand up for us one day. You know what I mean? Like, that's awesome. That's what you're supposed to do. Fucking idiots.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. You know why Jon Moxley didn't say anything? Because Jon Moxley doesn't care about Bully Ray. Jon Moxley does not give a shit about Bully Ray. And that's also why Bully Ray, he didn't just get dragged by Renee Paquette. He got dragged by most of his co-hosts. Mark Henry, who he co-hosts the podcast with, was just like, nah, man, that's wrong. And it's time for the main event. I love Mark Henry. I love Mark Henry, man. Like that is like, every time I watch Rampage, I mark out at that. Like, I'm just like, it's time for the main event.
It's funny how that became a mainstay too.
Yeah. Who would have thought Mark Henry oodles of charisma in him. Hey, actually, you know what? I would have thought that. I would have thought that. You remember when Mark Henry went out there and like worked everyone into thinking he was gonna retire? The salmon jacket. Yeah. Oh god, that was one of the greatest. One of the greatest things to watch live. I was like, how old was I? That was 13. I'm trying to think how old I was. I was like, what, 14, 15? No, I was 15 years old when that happened. And I was like, man, teary-eyed. I was like, man, Mark Henry. Like, I remember the Hall of Pain. Somebody gonna get their whipped. Somebody gonna get the wig split, man. Like, I remember that 2 years ago. And then he retired. And then he said, I'm not going anywhere. I love that. I love it. Like, amazing work.
Oh, just that job.
Yeah, you know what was not amazing? Yeah, I was going to say, you know what's not amazing for me, Trevor? I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can point to not being amazing. The worst thing in wrestling this week, we'll talk about it more in depth, but I just want to put it out there. As we went off the air last week, Walter, no more, Gunther. Welcome to NXT.
I was going to say that, but I figured since we were already talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, here's the thing. I think I took this whole segment I'm taking this segment very literally. I'm like, what is the worst thing in pro wrestling? I'm like, all right, let's see, bad wrestling match on SmackDown or WWE, naming someone after a Nazi. I'm gonna go with the Nazi thing. Well, whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one because that seems pretty bad. Like, we'll talk about it more, but I legitimately think this is probably one of the worst things that WWE has done. Like, they've done a lot of bad things. This might be like, this is like so bad. But we'll talk about it. Let's jump to weirdest thing in pro wrestling this week. I'll actually start if you don't mind.
Okay.
For me,
that's fine, please.
For me, the weirdest thing was when I heard about and this is like kind of good in a weird way, but weirdest thing was when I heard WWE reaching out to formerly released talent to join in the Royal Rumble. Most notably, Trevor, the Iconics were asked to come back.
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, they were asked to come back to be a part of the Women's Royal Rumble this past week, and they said no. We're busy. We're busy. I mean, which is great, honestly. Forget the WWE if you're the Iconics. You don't need them. They proved that. What they do? They came into Impact on their first night and won the Impact Knockouts tag team titles. Like, they are over. They have been over. Yep, they've been over for such a long time, and they're going to be over because they know they're smart. People want to think like, oh, the Iconics, they're just an act. Oh, they're just hot or whatever, and that's why they're over. I'm like, no, dude, they're actually good at their job. They're good at entertaining. They're good at cutting promos. They're actually much better than people think they are in the ring. They have experience, and they have a following.
Once they are allowed to do what they're capable of doing, they're so much better.
Mm-hmm. All right, Trevor, how about you? What was your weirdest thing this week in pro wrestling?
So it's weird because, like, again, it's a weird, but it's a good thing at the same time. But, okay, so did you watch GCW this week? Did you see
that actually could have been my weirdest thing this week because that was a weird show. It was a weird show.
It was a weird show. It was a very weird show. It wasn't that the matches were that bad, but the matches that you thought were going to be great were kind of they weren't really going over with the crowd too well. Like, it seemed like the crowd wasn't really into it. Like, one of the biggest pops was Ruby Soho and Alley Cash, which was a great match actually. Yeah. And so was Joey Janela and Matt Cardona. But you would have. I
thought that was great. I thought that was really great.
Yeah, and honestly, even though Moxley and Homicide was good, but. That was where the weird part came in, because it wasn't received it really was quiet. It was like the match lasted 19 minutes. First off, it's Homicide and Mox. It should last way longer than 19 minutes.
I'm gonna go the opposite direction. It should have been way less than 19 minutes. I thought it should have been like a 11-minute brawl where like these two were just hitting each other over the heads with like barbed wire 2x4 steel poles on a cage match. Steel poles on a cage. Only Vince Russo could make that happen. GCW needs to hire Vince Russo.
No, I think that'll be the downfall of GCW. But no, it was like they only did a spot with three folding chairs, and it ended with two two uh uh, uh two DDTs on the chair, and that was it pretty much. Like it was like it was weird. It kind of felt like something happened within the match, and it was like, let's call it early. Because Homicide looked gassed at one point, and like, I don't know. So yeah, that was my weird thing.
Thank you, and thank you for CC in the chat for noting that weird is to spell wrong. I am not a good speller. All right, I'm gonna admit to you guys, I'm not a good speller. All right, we'll fix that in the graphic. We'll have it ready for next week. Thank you, CC and Cincy. Lastly, Trevor, what was the best thing from this past week in pro wrestling for you?
So there's a couple I could have chose from, but I honestly will probably pick Moxley's comeback, and not just the speech, but the build up, that the little nugget of look what can happen on Rampage when he walks into who? Mr. Bryan Danielson in all his tight shirt and nipple glory.
White shirt, sir. White shirt. That should be Walter's new. Gunther's new. That should not actually be Gunther's gimmick. It's like, could you imagine? It's like I only wear white shirt. Oh, Gunther. No, Gunther.
No. You can't do that.
Oh, please don't do that, guys. Demonetized.
Yeah. But no, that was. I mean, the speech was great. The whole culmination of everything. The greatest thing was when because they bleeped it out on AEW. Dude goes, "Get that trash out of the ring."
No. It was get that drunken piece of trash out of the ring. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
By the way, I wanted that person does not stand for anyone in the district nor our values.
No, hell no.
What a dick.
We have better values than that. Mostly. But he said what he said, and Mox responds in Mox glory. Hey, they do. Go fuck yourself. Go get him out of here.
I love it. That was the first thing he said when he got back. Like, go fuck yourself. And I was like, oh, nothing's changed. I love it. Like, nothing's changed.
That's exactly what Tony Schiavone said too. Whoop. And JR said, whoop. Things seem to be the same.
I was like, nothing seems to have changed, pal. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was great.
The whole thing was great for me. That was a great moment. Not just to see him back, but just see him back because of what he went through. You know what I mean? It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like Mox's promo was like the best promo like in a while. There have been some really good promos. That was great. It was real. It was raw. It was emotional. I'm going to go a little different route, and I'm going to go with another promo that was on the same show, on the same night, in the same building, and that was Cody Rhodes' ladder promo.
That was a good one. It was a damn good one.
And you know what? I should switch. My worst thing in wrestling is all the fans who were shitting on this promo. All you DC marks. All right, this is why Maryland is better than DC. This is why we got the better football team. This is why. Look. But first of all, your football team, DC people. Your football team ain't even in DC. Better state taxes, bitch. It's in Landover. You can't even go to the games. It's easier to go to a Ravens game than it is to go to a Washington football game. All right. Secondly, no. But in all seriousness, I mean, Cody's promo, calling back to the pipe bomb, saying that like, what was it? Red Dragon have no shot against Matt and Nick Jackson. Like it was perfect. Everything he said, like the point that got me, man, where I was like, man, they're setting the seeds for a lot of things. When he said CM Punk said he was going to do all this stuff, I actually went out there and did it. Like they're going to be able to point to that at a feud at some point in time, and it's going to be real because Cody Rhodes made it canon because it's true. Punk said, I'm going to go to Ring of Honor. I'm going to go team with the Young Bucks. I'm going to go do all this, X, Y, Z, and be the king of the indies. Well, guess what? People forget. I know people want to hate Cody because they think he's on a power trip or whatever. Cody literally went out there in 2016 and became the king of the indies. He went everywhere, and he dominated everywhere. Like, so this was just great. I thought Man, the second, like, here's the thing, like, and when he says, like, you want to know why I won't turn heel? It's because when I needed you most, you all were there. And then everybody just kind of goes, even the people who were booing him were like, damn it, Cody Rhodes. Like,
that was the best part of it to me.
Yeah, I mean, because he worked him. He worked that Cody, like, people won't say he's the son of a plumber, and he worked him, baby. He worked him.
Yep. Everybody in that arena was jobbing to Cody Rhodes that night.
Yeah, I mean, look, wouldn't be the first time someone's jobbed to Cody Rhodes, Anthony Ogogo. Anyway, guys, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll talk more about Cody Rhodes, I'm sure, at some point. But first, Trevor, we got some stuff to talk about. I got the Royal Rumble this weekend. We got the Royal Rumble to talk about. Actually, first, before we do that, let me go to the chat real quick, since he has some things he wants to say. Since he
always has things he wants to say.
Since he says it's going great. That was the stupidest segment of AEW ever. Which segment? Are you talking about the John Moxley segment? Nani? No. Cincy, no. Disagreement, Cincy. He's like, okay, Cincy, talking about Gunther. We hate Gunther here. Since he also said, ain't hard to be better than the Washington football team, LOL. No lies detected. No lies detected. It's not that hard.
No lies with that one, sir.
I'm sure you, me, Cincy, and Liam could put together a squad to beat the Washington football team.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, man. So, guys, let's get into the Royal Rumble. So, the Royal Rumble is going to be this weekend. It is on a Saturday. Thank God Almighty. WWE decided to finally do Saturday pay-per-views. And I hate the fact that AEW suddenly decided to do Sunday pay-per-views. Where they're like, oh, we're going to have everything on a Sunday. I'm like, damn it, Tony Khan. This is the opposite of what I want.
This is the opposite of helping me.
Honestly. Anyway, but we have some big primetime matches to go through. We, of course, have the men's and women's Royal Rumble matches. We'll talk about those, Trevor. I want to hear your thoughts about those. We also got Brock Lesnar defending his WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Bobby Lashley. They just had a segment where Brock Lesnar just showed up in his flannel shirt and a cowboy hat on Raw. It was the greatest thing ever. And he went up to Bobby. He was like, Bobby who? He didn't even know who he was. I was like, I forgot Brock Lesnar. I love douchebag Brock, like from 2003 coming back. And except this time he's just like a farmer. Like that's his gimmick. He is Brock Lesnar.
And he's just enjoying his life. And it's awesome.
Absolutely, man. So we got that. We also got Becky Lynch defending her WWE Raw Women's Championship against Piper Niven, aka Dewdrop. They're still calling her Dewdrop, which all right, cool. So that's gonna be a fun match. I'm excited to see what Dewdrop can do in this match. You know, like especially in this limelight. You know, like this is like the first time she's really had this much of a spotlight, I guess, on her in such a main event match. You know. So I'm excited to see that. Also got Edge and Beth Phoenix, as Santino Marella would say, taking on The Miz and Maurice in a mixed tag match because, you know, Miz and Maurice, they just have to get their mixed tag quota in for the year. And finally, Roman Reigns versus the newly named, Trevor, we haven't talked about this, the newly named Seth freaking Rollins. That is his full name now. It is not Seth Rollins. It is Seth freaking Rollins.
So he's not the Monday Messiah, Monday Night Messiah anymore?
I'm not the Monday Night Messiah. I am Seth freaking Rollins. And if you got a problem with that, you can.
You can That's exactly, there you go. There you go. There's my Seth Rollins. My Seth Rollins quote. I had to get my Seth Rollins invitation quote. Exactly, Trevor. By the way, guys. I'll be doing a special Royal Rumble prediction show with a special guest later on this week. So hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified for that. But we're going to talk about it over here too because, of course, y'all got to hear what we got to say about this too. Trevor, I'm going to go to you first. Men's Royal Rumble match. There's a lot of people to be potentially the winner here. Give me your top two, because I think it's apt that we do two, right? We do our top two. It's a 30 person match. I think it's apt we do too. So give me your top two choices of people who give me one who should and one you'd like to see. How about that?
So this is how I feel. I honestly believe my one it should be Big E. I think Big E should get a fair shot at it again because I feel like his title reign was, dare I say it, bullshit. But
How
dare you, pal? How dare you, pal? Austin Theory's been pushed to the moon. Look, he's a superstar.
Sorry, almost died. I do believe he should win. Now, do I think he's gonna win? No. I don't think he is. But if they honestly make Austin Theory win, if Austin Theory wins this match,
we joke, but this man has been every Raw since the Survivor Series. He has been in a segment with Vince.
Balor recently, right?
Oh, everyone beats Finn. I beat Finn Balor on Raw a few weeks ago, dude. It had
unfortunately, yes, because Balor is no better than the Brooklyn Brawl at this point.
Well, that's his whole thing. Like WWE, they don't view him as a main event star. They view him as someone who can help get younger guys over. That's like actually a thing.
Wow.
I mean, to an extent, I guess. Yeah, I get it. I mean, he's 40, right? But at the same time,
is Finn Balor that old?
Yeah. I mean, he's either 40 or like 39. Like he's old.
Well, he has been in the game for a long time, though. He absolutely has.
Yeah. He's turning 41 in like a few months.
But at this point, you have a 50, 60-year-old Sting wrestling. You got Edge wrestling, still looking crisp. Brian Danielson, he's 40, right? Almost 40.
41.
You got CM Punk. That's not an excuse, especially since he can still go. He's still got air in the tires, man. He can still go. But anyway, Big E's my prediction. Since
he said Finn Balor beat me on Raw the other day, are you serious? Man, that's not a good sign for your career, Cincy.
That's not for any of you. But you know who I would love to see win the Royal Rumble? Montez Ford.
Oh, that took it right out of my mouth. That's my number two.
Montez
that's my number
Ford's
two.
My number two.
Yeah, I mean, please elaborate so I can agree with you more, please.
Well, I mean, to be honest, if you want to really talk about, like, with all the jokes aside, all the jokes that we make of WWE and everything like that, they did a good job accidentally of making this guy look good. And not that he needs help, because he's a stud. He's an absolute stud. Like, he has the charisma, he has the mic skills, he has the in-ring ability, his ring IQ is amazing. Like, everything he's been touching recently has just been gold. But they have accidentally did a great job of making him look good. They have. And
I don't even continue.
They're not going to do anything about it.
I mean, is that the funny thing or the sad thing? Because, I mean, look, for me, the person who I want to win, the person who I think they could do a lot with if he does win, is Montez Ford, because they could make him. They could make him right now. Like, he would be a made man if they pulled the trigger and just went with him. Similarly to the way they went with Bianca Belair last year, I think it would be a very similar dynamic. And I'm not just saying that because, they're together. I'm saying that because the Bianca Belair's kind of rise prominence to WrestleMania, what was it, 37 last year? It was very similar because, like, she wasn't anyone's really first pick to win the Royal Rumble. Everyone was like, oh, it's probably going to be like Charlotte, maybe Becky Lynch return. Like, people were like, oh, all these different possibilities, right? Maybe Bayley. But like, the thing was, she was someone who people liked, people thought was over, people wanted to win, but they didn't really think she would. But then they went with her, and they were like, oh my God, yay, Bianca Belair. And what happened? She became one of the biggest stars in the company, right?
Exactly.
So you could do a bet. Exactly. You could do a very similar thing with Montez Ford, who, by the way, like, I've said this like every stream I've been doing for a WWE pay-per-view. The one guy who I always mark out for the most, the one guy who I'm always just, my jaw is dropping at what he's doing, is Montez Ford. This man is, because he's put it all together recently, Trevor. This dude has put it all together, and I think part of it is just like, before I didn't think, like, he was a great wrestler, he was great in the ring and great high flyer. I wasn't sure about like his energy or his charisma, right? Over like the past year, I'm just like, dude, it's charismatic as all hell. That's very obvious when you see him cut promos. Very obvious when you see him out there interacting with the fans. Like, sometimes that's like that innate charisma. He's got it. He's got all of it together. This dude literally I shit you not, Trevor, WWE Day 1, I witnessed this man fly. I witnessed him fly over the top rope. I will never forget this, and I cannot believe that more people have not made a bigger deal about this. Montez Ford was the first man to ever fly all by himself like that, ever. like this is Guinness Book of World Records. Call up that man, put him in there. Like, this man flew, and I am like, I'm just saying. I understand WWE does not have the best track record. Like, you know what? He wins the title. Let's say he wins the title from Brock or Bobby Lashley or whoever, right? And then he ends up, doing, I don't know, like going a similar way of Big E or Kofi or Bianca Belair. By the way, all those people I just mentioned, they all happen to be black. I think WWE might have a little bit of an issue there, and I'm not saying that's like racism or whatever, but like, you're telling me it's a coincidence that like you just happen to like cut off all of their momentum at the same time, and that's a coincidence? I'm just saying.
Unfortunately, they have had track records of not pushing African American stars very well. I mean, not really. If you want to go Latin, let's say brown people in general, because they haven't really pushed a lot of people of color
to the moon. Gender to the moon, baby. To the moon.
They did push gender. They pushed gender to
they had a year. Bro, there were plans for Jinder Mahal to face Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series 2017. Like, that would have been a great match. I am not gonna lie to you. I would have marked out for Jinder like getting suplexed 18 times by Brock Lesnar. That would have been great. But then he lost that same week to AJ Styles. But I know, I agree. I mean, look, like, it's a problem. Like, people are like, this is like only something that affects AEW. No, it doesn't even. It's not even something that just affects wrestling. It's something that affects society at large, man. Like, in general, like, I mean, if you like take another spin at it, look at the Ali situation. Like, again, Ali was apparently enraged over a gimmick that Vince McMahon proposed to him. This is the same company that is now renamed Walter Nazi. Like, it's. I'm just saying that it's not a good look. But anyway, going back to the prediction. So Montez Ford is my number one or my number two, I guess. He's the person I really want to win. I really hope does win. And, and again, it'll be a moment, regardless of how his title reign ends, right? It's going to be a great moment, like, if he does, because the dude is he's so good. And, like, for him to be able to showcase that in the main event match of WrestleMania, that'd be it. That'd be great. But my number one, Trevor. My number one is I wanted to go with Big E. I really did.
Right.
But it's a prediction, and I tried to work in some WWE logic here. I think it's going to be Braun Breaker. And
I hope so.
And I don't think it's going to be a bad thing.
I want
that one. Yeah, I think it's cool. Yeah. I think it's like out of this desire to want to see something new, but I also think the dude is, look, name aside, all that crap aside, right? He's really good. Like, he's a lot better than we thought he was going to be at this point. He's really good. I talked about, like, his in-ring charisma is years beyond, like, where a lot of his contemporaries are, where a lot of his peers are. Look at Braun Breaker and look at Von Wagner. Two very different, like, wrestlers, two very different competitors. I think he's ready. I genuinely think he's ready for a main event push. And if you push him to the moon and he's the guy who beats Roman Reigns, we'll get into this in a second, like the Roman Reigns situation. But if he's the guy, I think you do it now. You do it because Roman's at the point where he doesn't need the title.
No,
He's Roman.
he doesn't.
He's Roman Reigns.
Completely over.
He's Roman
completely
Reigns.
over.
Yeah. So so that's why I got Braun Breaker.
You know what? Honestly, I think because all jokes aside, I know we called him a jabroni when he first came out and everything.
Yeah,
like that,
bro.
but, like,
No, are you sure we were talking about Von Wagner, bro? Von Wagner.
Oh yeah,
Braun
Braun
Breaker. The
But
Akers.
I really like the kid though. I think he reminds me of his dad and his uncle a lot, but I think he's a lot bigger than both of them, honestly, taller wise anyway, and he moves like a cat. But like he has the athleticism.
He does this. He does that. He's as quick as a cat, and he hits him with a bat. I'm sorry. It's just the WCW theme. He's like, he is a nephew of the Rick and Scott. They look kind of hot. Start a line. I love this. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. But no, I think he's just he looks the part. He is an amazing athlete. But what would be cool, and I don't think WWE is this smart. It'd be great if he won the Royal Rumble and then went to face Roman Reigns, and who's in his corner? Paul Heyman. That would be amazing.
It would be even better if Scott Steiner was in his corner. That would be even better. It's the only.
That'd be just as good.
Can you imagine Steiner like, you take the Usos and you three you punks, three you fat asses, and then my fat ass and his fat ass. We got 2 fat asses. That's 5 fat asses in the ring right here. That's 3.5 tons, and your 3.5% chance of my 3.5% chance, and I'm gonna end up with a WWF, WCW, TNA, Impact, Jeremy Borash Heavyweight Championship. Fat ass. You know what? That's exactly how the promo would go, and I'd mark out, and I'd love it.
God, that's not math, sir. That's not math.
Now, you want to see math? I'll show you math. Look at the pythons.
I just fed the pizza this morning.
Okay, well, let's rein it back in now. Let's rein it back in.
But anyway, that was a good pick.
Yes, there's a good pick. Scott Steiner should win the Royal Rumble 2022. Book it, brother. If you're gonna have a 50-year-old win, you might as well make it Scott Steiner. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Anyway, on to the Women's Rumble. So we got a few people that could be actually slated in feuds. We know that Lita has been feuding with Charlotte. It seems like they're building up to some sort of match at some point. We know that there's a lot of legends returning. Trevor, what do you think? Who do you think should win the Women's Royal Rumble, and who do you want to win?
Honestly, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the whole Bianca Belair thing is going to be done to death. And I would love to see Bianca Belair get back to, where she should be. Because honestly, I think a true rematch with Becky Lynch would be amazing, right? But I'm going to tell you who I want to see. So Bayley would be a good one too. I would love to see Bayley if she comes back in the Royal Rumble. I'd love to see Bayley. But if you're going to do it, there's one way to do it. And you have to do it right. Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan.
Thank you.
Liv Morgan. Just pull the trigger, give it to Liv, and if you're not gonna put her against Becky Lynch, fine. Make her kick Charlotte's teeth down her throat. It doesn't matter.
No, it does matter, Trevor. No, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but we agree on this much. I love Bianca Belair. If she wins, I'm going to be happy, right?
Right.
But here's the thing. The most logical thing to do at this point, because WWE at this point have booked themselves into a corner here with this Rumble. They have made this story so that Liv Morgan either gets screwed or is just 1 second too late, one too many times, where she either wins this Rumble and gets all of that is vindicated. She wins this Rumble, goes on to Mania, right? All of her losing, all of her mistakes, all of her getting screwed, automatically vindicated. And then you have the other side of it where if she doesn't win, oh, she's just a jobber. Okay, cool. Right. She's a loser. Loser, Morgan. Loser. John Cena, 2012. Johnny Ace. Loser. That's what she is if she doesn't win the Rumble. Like, genuinely, because the way WWE have booked her has made her look like a geek. That's also the way they book a lot of people. It's the way they're booking Finn Balor right now. I mean, they have booked her so bad.
Bianca Belair, same way.
Bianca Belair is the same thing. The only difference with Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair is Bianca Belair you can always go back to, or at least for right now, you can go back to a match with her and Becky at SummerSlam, right? You can always end up going back to that because she's actually won and she's had that big moment. She's been women's world champion. She's had that moment. Liv Morgan hasn't had that moment. If Liv Morgan had been a made woman, right, if she had had that moment before, then I think we'd be having a different discussion. Then, of course, I think Bianca would be the number one choice, at least in my eyes. And again, I know a lot of people out there are like, oh, my God, you don't like Bianca. You don't think Bianca's going to win. No. Bianca wins. Yay, Bianca wins. I love Bianca. Marked out for her last year. Will always continue to mark out for her. But man, oh man, like this has been a 7-month ride going back to like Money in the Bank, the build up to Money in the Bank with Liv Morgan. Like we all thought that was going to be it. Like they were building, and she's still over. That's the thing, dude. She's still getting one of the biggest pops on the show on Raw. Like if you don't pull the trigger with her, I don't know what you're doing. Like it is just like, please.
Because to be honest, I wouldn't mind them pulling the trigger with Piper Nivens. I really wouldn't, because the thing is, she's done everything on the indies. Like ICW, she was huge. She was champ in ICW plenty of times. Like she's been champ overseas, been champ in indies. Like it wouldn't be stupid to put Piper Nivens over. But the thing is, you put Piper Nivens over, then you have an issue with Liv Morgan. You're not, and they clash heads. You can't do both. So
we can, Trevor. We're gonna have both feet touch the ground at the same time. Both women's feet. We're gonna have a double. It's gonna be a double main event on one night.
It's gonna be a triple threat,
quadruple main event on a 6-night extravaganza. CM Punk. I love you, CM Punk. When he said that, if you want to be, he's like, yeah, you want a main event night 2 of a 6-night 5 for 2 extravaganza? Be my guest.
I cried. That was the
CM Punk. CM Punk.
Oh, and what he said about Gunther.
No, that was Cody. That was Cody. That was
Cody. Yeah,
that was Cody. He's like, so you're gonna name him Gunter McGillibuddy. I was like, oh, the Gully Bully, McGillibully.
Oh my God.
Okay, give me the worst name. Look, Gunther is pretty bad. We'll talk about Gunther next, but Gunther was pretty bad.
Let's get to
but Michael McGillicuddy might have been like the worst name ever. Especially they had the balls to send Curtis Axel out there on live TV and say the era of McGillicuddy. Stop. Push canceled. No, you're not over. May God have mercy on your soul. Oh man.
That was so bad.
You know what else is bad? The fact that we're only 2 matches into this card. Well, we don't have to talk about every match on this card, really. Let's talk about the Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley match, because that's a pretty big match.
Big one, yeah.
That's been built up over a year. What do you think about Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar?
About time. That's what I say, about time. And I think with the build up and with the promos, I think honestly you're getting the best Brock Lesnar you could possibly get at this time. And I never thought I'd say that because I don't really like the guy, but with his promos and everything, like he has been on one. Like Brock Lesnar talking is probably the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life, honestly.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
Funny talking Brock makes me happy, but also makes me scared. Absolutely. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But it's just one of those things where you're like, you go home and you clutch your pillow at night because you don't know what's gonna happen. But no, I think this match is gonna be really good though.
So my question for you is, what do you think WWE is going to do? And I guess this is a two-pronged question. One, what do you think WWE is going to do? And one, what should they do as far as the finish of this match? Because we know that there's really only two options here. One, you either keep the belt on Lesnar and you build to the title versus title match with Roman Reigns. Or two,
Right.
you what's it called? Or two, you put Lashley over, which would be great. And you just build to Lesnar and Roman anyway, because I think people are, I don't know why people are like so off on like thinking, oh, they're not gonna do Roman versus Brock. That's literally the story they've told over the past. That's the only story that they've told over the past like 5-6 years. Like Roman can't beat Brock at Mania. That's like the last thing he has to do, So I don't know. Please take it.
I mean, no, you're absolutely right, Omar. I've thought about this. Like, how great would it be if what's his name? Lashley. I can't speak. Sorry. If Lashley,
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley gets, Brock and beats him at Rumble, that'd be great. He gets the belt off him. I mean, that'd be amazing, right? But also, like you said, like you want to build up Lashley. You can also build up Lashley for something bigger and better later. But what everyone wants to see is Brock versus Roman. I mean, and that's literally what they've been building up for years. But it's such a complex thing though, because like you have two possibilities of two superstar outcomes, right? Like you can really do something with Lashley and Brock. You really can. You can start a huge feud over here that can last for a long time. And it's been great so far. It's been amazing. Then you have something that you want to see, or do we just do you get Brock and get Brock to drop the belt, then beat Roman at another show and get the belt for Roman? Or is this a bunch of shit that it could do? But honestly, I think it's gonna be I think Brock wins though. I think Lashley is super over, super over. Looks like he's beating him, and they just push and Brock beats him, or they ended in a tie. Wrestling's been doing that a lot lately, right?
Oh my God! Oh God! No, no! I don't want that. No, WWE. No, not again. The red lights. That's what we need. The red lights. That's what we need. The red lights turn on. Finn Balor's music starts playing, and then Bobby Lashley starts flopping around like a fish, and then he wakes up out of a trance, and he goes up to the top rope. He's about to deliver his last final elbow drop to the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar, and then the ropes break. The lights turn back on to normal. Brock wins, and there's no explanation as to what happened for months.
What just happened?
Bro, what happened? I'm still mad. What happened at Extreme Rules 2021? I still don't understand.
No one does. Because I still don't.
Red lights in wrestling. Dude, every time there have been red lights in wrestling, nothing good has come of it. Think about it.
Not one solitary
Hell in a Cell 2019, Seth Rollins versus The Fiend. That match was not good. The reaction to that match wasn't good. The finish wasn't good. Nothing about it was good. Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss, I think it was, at Fastlane. That wasn't good. Randy Orton versus The Fiend at Mania. That really wasn't good. Finn Balor versus Roman. Trash. Red lights should be banned from pro wrestling. No one should have the color red in pro wrestling. In fact, I need to change no. In fact, Trevor, I am so over the color red, Trevor, right now. It's unfathomable to me. It's unfathomable to me that people still rock the color red after what.
Hey, I'm wearing red.
After what WWE have done, I can't even fathom it, man. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Put your questions in the chat as well. Since he's been going off in the chat about the Royal Rumble, he said Austin McMahon. Talking about Austin Theory. Austin McMahon is winning the Rumble. Says he was supposed to put Finn Balor over, or he was supposed to win, but he put Finn Balor over. Nice. Since he also says Veer Mahan is so over and he'd never get the debut on Raw. I'm telling you, man, the reaction if they debut Veer on at the Royal Rumble at number 30 and have him go over, the reaction in India would be insane.
Right.
Like India would go crazy. India would go crazy. Not so sure about America though.
No, America probably wouldn't give a fuck. But.
Oh my god! Did you know? Just an aside. Did you know that like in India, they used to whenever they like show SmackDown or Raw, and because they'd always show it on like a replay, right? Because they couldn't show it live. They'd always show it on a replay. So during the time it would take to like edit the show, they would always edit it to make the Great Khali's match or segment on last. He would be the main. They would edit him into the main event. So everyone in India is like, oh my. So that's why everyone, like, this part of the reason, of course, they just mark out for the boy, right? But that's part of the reason why everyone in India is always like, Great Khali is like the Hall of Famer main eventer, because he was the main event in India forever. Like
he was.
I think they did the same thing with Jinder, although they didn't have to do the same thing with Jinder. Jinder was just in the main event. That's just what he was. He was the main event.
Both him and Jinder are both Indian, though, right?
Yeah.
I thought so. Okay.
Oh man, don't hinder Jinder, baby. Oh, hey man. I hear Veer. He's coming.
Dude, he's been coming for about a year now.
That's a long time. That's a long time to come. That's a long time to come. Guys, hit that like button. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Since he says I'm a comedian, Oldberg winning the Rumble. He has one more match. I think that's gonna happen at WWE Saudi Arabia Elimination Chamber, though. By the way, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is gonna be live from Saudi Arabia. How does that make you feel, Trevor?
What?
Yeah, we're gonna have. It's gonna be a Saudi chamber. It's gonna have swords.
I think that would be isn't that kind of racist? Put that in Saudi Arabia?
It's pretty fucked up, actually. But cage. Anything involving a cage, it's out there. It's pretty fucked up. You're right.
Where is this show going?
Right in the toilet, like WWE's ratings. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's keep it moving, though, Trevor. Let's keep it moving and talk about. Oh, we can't get away from problematic stuff on this show, can we? Trevor, let's talk about it. So, as we went off the air last week, we learned the unfortunate news that Walter has now become Gunther. For those who don't know, WWE last week filed a trademark for Gunther Stark, who, if you look him up, was a U-boat captain in Nazi Germany, very prominent Nazi German captain. Don't really need to say much more about that. And so they were going to name Walter Gunther Stark, and then everyone on the internet freaked out, rightfully so, because, hey, WWE, you're trying to name an Austrian dude after a Nazi. Not a good look. So WWE did the most sensible thing. And I bet you're wondering, did they scrap the name change in general? No, pal. We only filed a trademark. We're going to get something out of this name. So they renamed him Gunther. Trevor. What do you think about Walter becoming Gunther Stark? Or, sorry, not Gunther Stark, Gunther.
You know, when we were talking about it last week, I was like, okay, they're not going to do this. Like, they're not going to do this. Like,
you have so much faith. So much faith in WWE.
They do stupid things all the time. They're not going to do this. And lo and behold, I turned on NXT, and I get a text from my good buddy Homer. They freaking did it. It is. He did it. Said that. I was at the part where he goes, "I am now Gunther." And I'm like, I need a beverage. I need a shot. I need something. This makes no damn sense. Like, what is the point? Like, really, what is the point? Why are you renaming him? So you feel like you have ownership of his talent? Oh, when he was Walter, he wasn't my talent. Now he's Gunther. I have made him. What? Vince McMahon, do me a favor. When you pay all that money to have your head examined, because I know you do. See if he can figure out why in the blue hell you are this way. Because why? This makes no sense.
I thought you were gonna ask him. I thought you were gonna ask him to be like, it's like when you have your head examined, you should ask the doctor why, in fact, it is so far up your ass that you thought it would be cool to name the student after a Nazi.
He's a proctologist for that one. He needs a proctologist for that one. That's ridiculous. Over. It's ridiculous. Like, it seems week to week they do more things to make me more and more pissed.
It's just what they do. It's just what they do, though. Like, releasing talent, misogynistic storylines, racist storylines. This is the same company that 10 years ago, Trevor, or not 10, 15 years ago now, because I'm old. They remember Kenzo Suzuki? They gave him.
Yes.
They gave they gave Kenzo Suzuki a gimmick where he was, I believe, the Emperor of Japan's like long lost nephew or a grandson or something like that. Yep. And he was out for revenge on behalf of Imperial Japan, and they had him do some racist stuff. Like, it was bad. And look, this is the same company that like has done a lot of choppy your PP, baby. Like, I
was about to say the same thing.
They have done some bad stuff. Remember there's the guy who said that there was the WWE writer who said that he came up with a gimmick for Heidenreich to be a cryogenically frozen Nazi.
Yes.
And hey, Vince at the
time. They've been working on the Nazi thing for a while.
I'll give credit to Vince here. He said no at that time. So I mean, he was like, "Oh, we can't. Hey man, well, we can't call him a Nazi." But like, I mean, no, it's just this is just stupid. I mean, it shouldn't have been happening. Look, you're gonna change the name. Here's the thing. I think you are right. Everyone actually is right to be, pissed off about them wanting to change Walter's name, right? But the reality is, they do it to everyone. Prince Devitt, Finn Balor, like they do it to a lot of people, especially now since they've gone back to what NXT it was intended to be, which is developmental. Like Triple H was the guy who let people keep names. This is not going to happen. The only exception really has been the only real exception that jumped right to WWE and was able to do that was AJ Styles. Other than that, no one's been able to do it. No, but I'm talking no, and I'm not talking about NXT. I'm talking about without the Triple H, without the Triple H Shield, because Shinsuke Nakamura, all those guys, they did it with that Triple H Shield with them. Bobby Roode. Yep, I'm talking about like people who jump straight to WWE under that system. AJ Styles is like the only exception to the rule. Otherwise, I mean, it's just what they do. So here's a bit of insight from Dave Meltzer actually on this. Says, let's see, So this was Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Live or Wrestling Observer newsletter. He said the reason why is WWE is going to feature him on weekly television, and in case he does leave, like everyone thinking of leaving, they wanted to make sure that they own that he could not use his WWE name elsewhere. WWE couldn't own his name Walter because Walter is his real name. Meltzer went on to note that Walter is very politically left-leaning, and having come from a working-class family in Austria, he doesn't believe that he had personally known. Had he personally known that he had been named after a Nazi, he would not have been okay with it. That's basically what Meltzer said about.
Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, hey, man, could you imagine? Could you imagine if they went off like, hey, look, he's not Adolf Hitler anymore. He's just Adolf. Imagine that, Trevor.
Imagine that.
Imagine. It's totally different, though, bro. Bro, it's totally different, bro. Guys.
Totally different.
What a time, Trevor. What a time.
Oh, God. There's nothing else to say about that stupidity.
It's so weird because you know what the worst part is, Trevor? It's taken Walter has been built up to be such a great wrestler, and he is such a great wrestler. And it's taken all the shine off of him, dude. Everyone's just talking about this terrible name. And in the worst possible way. He's going to turn off everyone. That's the worst part about this. This is someone who everyone should have seen. Everyone would have loved to have seen wrestle. And now the only thing people are going to think about when he comes on their TV is Nazi. That's it. Your brain's going to immediately go to Nazi because of the stupidity of WWE and their marketing.
It doesn't make any sense. And that's the point I was trying to make. I know I made it lighthearted, but why rename it? You're renaming him to pretty much put ownership on. That's the only reason. He became something without a name that you picked.
CC in the chat says... Oh, please continue.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but now, yeah, now you trying to take ownership for something that you didn't technically create. That's
capitalism, baby. That's capitalism right there. Good old American capitalism. I own your work. I own you, motherfucker. Now go wash my car, damn it. CC says, Walter looks like an angrier Bobby Lashley. Which...
That's because he is.
I mean, does he though? I don't know. Walter's got the square head going on. Bobby Lashley has a very round head, you know?
No, very round head, yes. Speaking from someone who also has a round head. Yeah,
a little cue ball.
Yeah. I mean, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I of all the people to say they look like Bobby Lashley, he's the last one. That's why I call Apollo Crews. He's Baby Lashley. He's literally a 3/4 scale model. He's a 3/4 scale model of Bobby Lashley. To the T. Everything's proportional. If you put them next to each other, he's the you know how they have at McDonald's, they got the regular cheeseburger and they got the kids meal cheeseburger. He's the kids meal cheeseburger to Bobby Lashley's regular cheeseburger.
It's a Carl Jr. cheeseburger. That's ridiculous.
The junior Krabby Patty to the regular size Krabby Patty.
Well, see, Bobby's just angry because Bobby always looks like
because he hasn't been. It took him 20 years to get over. That's why he's angry.
Yeah, exactly. He always looked like an angry snapping turtle to me. He always looked like an angry snapping turtle. He was
Franklin.
For no reason.
Franklin Bobby could count by twos and tie his shoes, but he couldn't get over.
But see, Walter just looks disgruntled. That's all. He just looks like he's just slightly upset.
Walter just looks like he's going to murder me. That is it. He's going to chop me into oblivion.
And put me in his chili.
How about this? Okay, one thing before we move on to our next thing. Would you rather eat a chop from Walter or would you rather eat a clothesline? A running start for Bobby Lashley from across the ring.
The chop. Is it a bare chest chop?
Oh, dude, it's bare chested. It's bare chested. He's ripped the shirt off. You're gonna be looking like Mr. T from Starrcade '94. Your shirt's gonna be like handcuffing your hands together. It's gonna be bad, bro. It's gonna be bad.
You know what?
You're getting chopped.
I'll take that clothesline. Cause here's the thing. Yeah, the clothesline gonna hurt, and yeah, I'm probably gonna be in intensive care for about 6 weeks. But I may not swallow or eat right again if Walter chops me in the
Dude, I would swallow my own lung if Walter chopped me in the chest. I'm not getting chopped. Give me the clothesline all day. All day.
Wake up. So that's what my liver tastes like, huh? But no,
liver. I don't even. Well, moving on.
You know what? Let's go.
yeah. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. We have some big news. Is Ronda Rousey making her return to WWE? Let's talk about it. Almost 3 years after her most recent match, it looks like WWE is looking to bring back the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, former WWE Raw Women's Champion. Her last match was at WrestleMania 35 when she was defeated by Becky Lynch in that weird finish in that triple threat match. So apparently, the WWE are really pushing for her to return. Some are trying to push her to return as soon as the Royal Rumble. That doesn't seem too likely, but there are rumblings that she could be back, as soon as perhaps SummerSlam. That seems like a more realistic time period for her. I should say Ronda Rousey very recently, I think back in like September, gave birth to her child, and that was something that she kind of left wrestling for, was so she could go be a mom. So there's a lot of talk about this, Trevor. There's been a lot of speculation as to what this could mean. And look, there's a chance. I mean, I think it's unlikely, but there's a chance that there's not a lot of women really left on the WWE roster after all the releases. There's a chance she could be at the Rumble. Like weirder things have happened. But what do you think about this report? What do you think about the reality of it? What do you think about how likely it is?
Like you said, she was very public with one of the reasons why she left wrestling, to be a mom, to be a wife, start a family. Within that time period, she has done internet shows, like she did Kevin Hart's Cold as Balls. She's done she does her own Twitch streaming, and she also does video blogs, and she's a farmer. She farms, which is pretty cool. And I mean, like,
all in between getting buried by Becky Lynch on Twitter. Because
right.
Becky Lynch just destroys her on Twitter.
Jesus Christ. But no, like, it's one of those things where I think at this point, I think she might be bored. I think she wants to get back in there. I mean, because honestly, like you said, that was a very weird way to end that match. And then, like, she just rode off into the sunset. Like, she got no justification. She got no payback. She got nothing. It was just weird. So I could see Ronda coming back, definitely, because I think she liked being an asshole. She enjoyed it. But, it'd be great to see her back in the ring. I actually absolutely loved Ronda. I thought even though I didn't think Charlotte deserved to be in that match, the whole segment when her, Becky, and Charlotte got arrested and put in the cop car was absolutely amazing.
Best thing to happen in DC. The best thing to ever happen in DC wrestling. That was amazing. I mean, like the Metro PD, they were not prepared for what they were facing. Like it was. Look, there's a lot of Ronda haters out there, and I understand why, and I get it, right? Like, I get it, but you want to talk, and this is the part that I think a lot of people on Twitter are very divided over. And it's okay to be divided, but it's also okay to admit that Ronda Rousey, if she steps foot in the WWE ring, she's a game changer for them. Like, it becomes must-watch TV. It's like when Brock Lesnar's on TV. It's like, well, okay, Brock Lesnar was on. I got to at least watch his segment. It's the same thing with Ronda Rousey, because she legitimately is the baddest woman on the planet. Here's the thing. I know people got lukewarm over her run in WWE. I loved it. When Ronda Rousey was on TV, I watched it, and I enjoyed her matches. I thought she was really good, too. Ronda Rousey was like, I thought you were really good with her role, with the way she was presented. Like, she had a match with I believe, Alexa Bliss that was so good and so underrated. That was great. And the sad thing is we never really did.
Charlotte was pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. But we never really got that one-on-one match with Becky Lynch that everyone wanted. And again, it's since that moment that Becky Lynch became the man. Since Becky Lynch became the next big thing when she did with the broken nose and did the come get me now in the stands, like that was her. That the moment she really became a made woman in pro wrestling. And it's partially because she went toe to toe with Ronda Rousey and looked like a total badass doing that. She's like one of the only people who's like really gone after Ronda Rousey like that, both on and off screen on WWE, and just not been afraid, and not booked to have been afraid. And sometimes it just takes that. And look, here's the thing. I love Bianca Belair. I love Liv Morgan. But, huge but here.
Right.
But, if Ronda comes back and wins the Rumble, and then we get Ronda and Becky at Mania in the main event, proper, I'm not going to hate that. I know there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh, Ronda had her time. I'm like, dude, she was there for a year. She's only there for a year. It was a great year, but she was only there for a year, and there's a story there between these two. You get Bianca Belair if you get a chance to do Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch. I'm sorry, you're doing Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch. That's happening. Of course, you can do it without the title. That match really doesn't need the title, honestly.
No, that's just the match that needs to happen. That's all.
But you also could do a story where Ronda Rousey's going after the title that she never lost because she was not pinned. That was not a 1-2-3, Trevor. Her shoulders were not down to this day. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. So, I mean, look, again.
It's a lot you can do with this situation.
So much you can do. But, like, I mean, even, like, not forget Royal Rumble, like SummerSlam, even, like, going into Mania. Like, you could do so much. There's so much time. If you can get Ronda Rousey back in a WWE ring, though, I just plead with you one thing, WWE, please. Do not make it happen in Saudi Arabia. I will cry because I'm not watching that damn show. Refuse.
That's the most defiant I've ever seen. You just angrily threw your pen.
I'd be so mad. Apparently I missed one of the best Hell in a Cell matches ever between Rollins and Edge because I'm just like
I didn't watch it either.
I'm very arrogant and very stubborn about my stance on Saudi Arabia.
I didn't watch it either. But, like, you mentioned Ronda. Like, you talked about how good you thought she was in the ring. And here's the thing. When she first started, she wasn't that great in the ring. But she got better. She definitely got better. You could see what her deficiencies were in the ring. And she tried, and that's one of the things that I liked about her. The fact that she literally got better with her time. Week by week, she got better. Like, and that's one of the things I appreciated about it. Like, I mean, I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, she wasn't great. Like, she was trash." Blah blah blah. Well, were her mic skills great? No, but they weren't great in UFC.
Like Ron, it's Brock Lesnar. Like I mean, like you could say Bobby Lashley, a great talker. No, but he's a badass. That's what wrestling is.
Badass. Who cares?
Badass people fighting other badass people.
Dude, I'm gonna be real honest with you. As good as Ricky Steamboat was, if he came out and said, "I'm Filipino, let's wrestle," no one would have gave a damn.
What? Oh.
Like,
okay.
Steamboat was just that. I say that I'm exaggerating, but I say that to say Steamboat was that damn good in the ring, right? Like you wouldn't care. Same thing with Lashley. Like he really could just sit there and like and just lick the mic, and no one would care. Hell, George the Animal Steel came out and bit the stuffing out of turnbuckles. And no one cared because he was funny. He was great in the ring.
John Cena is invisible. I've never seen him wrestle a match, and yet he's still by the way, I just want to do a quick fact check here. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is Japanese, so
he is Japanese. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, yes, you're bad. You know what? Canceled. Oh no. Man, we got a lot of chats here, guys. Trevor, you want to take some of these chats? You want to start with Ryan's first chat there and see where it goes?
Let's see. So the first one was the one about me or?
Oh, hi, Trevor.
You're doing the hi, bro. Okay. Hi, Trevor. This is a football chat. Do you think the Jets could trade for Zach Wilson or Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love? We don't typically answer football ones, but I'm gonna take this one.
Take it.
Zach Wilson is going absolutely nowhere. I mean,
on some Sninsky shit. It's not his fault. It wasn't his fault.
No, it's not. It's really not Zach Wilson's fault. It really isn't.
He's a little baby. Look, have you seen him? He's so cute. He's a little baby.
I saw a lot of potential in that kid. I did. I saw a lot of potential in that kid. But the thing is, Jets are awful. The Jets are just terrible. Dude, Aaron Rodgers couldn't make that team better. That team is just that bad. So I mean, I could see Aaron Rodgers going somewhere, but it's not there. Honestly, if I'm Thomason, I'm trying to get Aaron Rodgers in a Pittsburgh jersey. But that's just my opinion.
See,
Anyway.
if I'm Mike Tomlin, you know, if I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm also a Baltimore Ravens fan, so I don't want Aaron Rodgers in the Pittsburgh jersey. Aaron Rodgers, honestly, he should if you're going to be traded to any place, it should be Denver. Like Denver is just waiting.
I said that too. I thought Denver was a good spot for him.
Just waiting, man. Everything is there. The defense is elite. The defense is great.
And Sean Payton might not be a coach for the Saints soon. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Your mic's messed up, dude. All right, let's get to another chat. Hi, bro. Ron Woodbridge. Do you think that we will ever see RVD in AEW? And could Ronda Rousey could go to AEW? That's a very good question, man. I mean, so the RVD thing, I think, is probably more possible than Ronda Rousey in AEW. But Ronda Rousey in AEW would be interesting, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think they have enough money to get Ronda, honestly.
No,
But,
they have enough money. They're just not gonna. It's just not worth it. I also don't think Ronda would want to go to AEW. Actually, no, she might want to, man. They're the Jorge Masvidal. Hey, AEW is the MMA territory.
It is. I mean, could you imagine her stepping up with them and Paige Van Zant and everything, getting into that crew?
Ronda Rousey versus Paige Van Zant. They also got. Dude, they actually got basically all of the. They got most of the four horsewomen of UFC. So like they got half of them. Shayna Baszler, someone free Shayna. You know, we're all just talking about free Ali. I'm all on board on the free Ali train. Free Shayna Baszler, man. Free Shayna Baszler, please. Like free her, please. Oh my God, how did they mess up Shayna Baszler? That's what I don't. How do you mess that up? It's so easy. It's so you know what you do. You want to know what you do with Shayna Baszler, people in WWE. You know what you do with Shayna Baszler. You remember Trevor? You know what, Trevor? Ask me this. What should we do with Shayna Baszler?
Make her a female Taz and make her tear everyone's freaking heads off.
No, not even. No, way more simple than that. I got it. Remember what Bob Holly said when Vince McMahon asked him for advice? I got it. I got an idea. Why don't you give her the fucking belt? That's what you should do with Shayna Baszler. Give her the belt and have her beat everybody. That's it. Boom.
Boom,
boom.
I'm gonna read a few more of these chats so we can get back to bed. CC says never liked her as a UFC fighter and wrestler. She's overhyped to me, to be honest. She has a rep for being a hard-ass woman, but she comes across as cocky. Now, here's the thing.
She's the baddest woman on the. No, I don't give a. No. This is my.
No. I'm gonna answer this one because I think me and you are similar. She is the baddest woman on the planet for a reason. The UFC Women's Championship, the women's division in a whole, was created before her. She helped make it. Now, yes, was she cocky? Absolutely. Could she fight standing up? Hell no. But she was what Ronda Rousey was and is for UFC she's history. She has legacy. What she did in UFC, she deserves to be cocky. She is the baddest woman on the planet. She's come to wrestling and it translates. Now, I get where people call her cocky. I get what people don't like her. But you gotta understand this the UFC and the fighting for her is something like it's she never lost. So when she lost, she took it hard.
Never lost. That you got it right there. Never lost. Undefeated. And then Holly Holm. Look. I have yet to prove how Holly Holm cheated, but I have a hunch.
Exactly how Holly Holmes cheated. She gave her a piss poor fighting coach, and he convinced Ronda that she can stand up.
Okay. Well, in all seriousness, I mean, yeah, she just wasn't ready for her fight, and it got in her head. It got in her head, and she's been very open about that. Like, look, you can't be on top for forever. We all know that. But Ronda Rousey being on top, it was important for a lot of reasons. Most importantly, because Ronda Rousey put women's fighting on the map. Like, whether we like her or not, like there would be no UFC like women's division being what it is today, being as big as it is today, without Ronda Rousey. Because I know there's been a lot of great women's fighters, but the real thing is Ronda Rousey was like the one that like really popped off and got everyone talking. It got everyone into like. I wasn't even like I followed UFC and I'd followed when Brock Lesnar was in. I'd fallen out when Ronda Rousey started coming up. I started following UFC again because I heard about this about this like 5'6" or 5'7", however tall Ronda Rousey is. Blonde woman who was just kicking ass, and I was like, oh, let me see, and I was like, oh, this is great. She's just beating people up. And you know what she's doing, Trevor? Beating people up, getting that belt. Like, that's exactly what they should be doing with damn Shayna Baszler over there on WWE. But they won't do it. Give her the belt.
We used to call her, me and my brother used to say she looked like an angry Cabbage Patch. And that's when she came out to wrestle. That's what she looked like. She looked like a UFC. She looked like an angry Cabbage Patch. But she just had to look like it. That was her. But anyway.
CC says, oh, Omer doesn't like me now. LOL.
No.
CC, no. I never liked you to begin with.
Even when you were sitting in my house watching football, never liked you.
Never liked. You're the reason Jimmy G, porn star Jimmy, didn't get that Super Bowl. You came in that fourth quarter and damn it, you just fell apart, CC. No, we're just kidding. Oh, guys, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, hit that follow button as well. And look, yes, Holly Holm cheated. I've yet to find out how. I have no proof. No proof, but Holly Holm cheated. Let's move on.
I hate you, Cincy.
Everyone, get in line. Everyone hates me. Since he says, "Damn, I'm a heel," I'm almost as big a heel as Cody Rhodes at this point.
I don't think I'm as big a heel as Cody.
Okay, Trevor, let's get to this. Trevor, I'm gonna ask you very, very blankly. Fantasy book this for me, brother. Who should beat Roman? Okay. Who should beat Roman Reigns? Who should be the one to defeat the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion of the World or Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the daddy of the bloodline, Roman Reigns? Wow. What?
Oh dear God!
That's his thing.
Who should be?
He can and he will, Trevor. He can and he will.
Odd. Who should beat Roman Reigns? Good question. Very good question. I have some interesting thoughts on that. One. Now I think actually I don't think it's too complicated to set it up though, but that one would ruin the whole thing. It would ruin the whole bloodline faction now. But I had a thought that when he lost or when like whatever, like time would go on and then like one of the Usos felt like they should try him, right? Should test him. Like,
give it to me. Main event Jey Uso. Give it to me, baby.
Exactly. They're not exactly. They're tired of being just the grunts, pretty much.
I'm gonna give you that Randy Orton. The Randy Orton when he's face. Come on, Trevor. Give it to me. Come on.
So they stand up to him. One of them stands up to him. The other one, he gave his loyalty to him, and he's like, no, blah blah. But no. We deserve a piece of the pie. We're just as important. Feud happens. They fight in between families. You have this feud going on for a while. You give him a shot, he squashes him, right? Squashes him. Roman Reigns squashed him. Head of the table. You bring it, you know, elongate it a lot. You bring it out a little bit, and what happens? He finally proves himself, and he wins the belt. I think that's a great way to do that. I think that's a great way to beat Roman Reigns.
You know what? That was mine, you dick. That was mine. You stole my gimmick, brother. Now I gotta job you out, brother.
brother.
Oh, brother. We got Saudi Hogan, brother. Saudi Hogan is about to come out. Oh man, I mean,
but no, I mean that's the only thing that really makes sense, though.
There's a lot of people that could beat Roman. There's a lot of people that probably should have beaten Roman. The one that comes to mind the most for me, makes the most sense with what WWE are doing, is Braun Breaker. And it's a very easy storyline with Braun Breaker. You don't need to make it. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Like the only wrinkle you might be able to throw in there is, like you mentioned, put Paul Heyman in his corner. Just have him win the Rumble. Put Paul Heyman in his corner. That's a cool wrinkle. But he doesn't even need that. It's just Braun Breaker. Roman Reigns beats him. But give him the belt. Like that's what you got to do. I would have loved to have had Walter. I think there's so much you could do with Imperium versus the Bloodline in general.
Me too.
I think there's so much you could have done. The sad part is, I don't want to see it. I don't get. I don't think they understand.
They
Like
ruined him for me.
They ruined him. Like I didn't think it was possible. They
I want to
ruined
see Walter do it. I don't want to see Gunther do shit.
They could have named. They actually could have named him almost anything. They could have named him anything. Like, okay, maybe not Adolf, right? But like why? Okay, as someone who works in PR, right?
Right.
At that point, I'd be like, all right, cool. So this Gunter thing isn't working out. All right, here's what we do, Trevor. Let's look up Austrian names. Male. Boom. You can call him anything. It's not Walter or Gunter, right? Let's see. Alexander. Oh, I like that. Look, Alex. Hey, I could get on board with that. Alexander, Adrian, Lucas, Jacob.
Lucas?
Give me Maximilian.
I actually like Jacob. I like that
Jacob.
one. I like Jacob.
Jacob, like Adrian. Come on, I'm giving you gold here, WWE. Ivan,
but
Henry,
Gunther?
Harold with two A's. Harold, George, Gerald, Frederick, Fabian. Oh, actually, you can't call him Fabian, but Kurt, Klaus, Leopold.
Klaus,
Could have called him Leopold. Maxime, Ludwig, Mortis, Oliver, Oscar, Philip, Oliver. Oliver, I don't even know how to pronounce this shit. Nenad. I'm just saying that these are all better names than Gunter at this point. Like, here's the thing: if they didn't file the trademark right for a Nazi's name, it would have been fine.
Right.
Gunter, okay. I mean, look, it wouldn't have been fine, right? Because you're changing Walter's name. But all right, you're not naming after a Nazi, but now you filed the trademark for a Nazi's name. Come on.
Like, that's like the dumbest thing you could have possibly did, and apparently Elmer canceled himself.
I am the bastard puck. Oh, I can't see. Malachi Black. You have made me see clear now, Malachi Black.
I love his promos, by the way.
I can see clearly. And I can see through your bullshit. Oh, that's not even the right accent. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point.
What are you doing at this point? Anyway, but no, like they've completely ruined Walter. But yeah, I'm
watching myself back
I feel sorry
on the
for
replay.
everyone.
I just look ridiculous.
Everyone who's listening to this on Spotify and Apple Podcast, we are absolutely sorry. On behalf of the show, I apologize because you have no idea what the hell is going on.
We haven't even gotten to the advertised. The two things I advertised for this show were Leo Rush and AEW Beach Break, and we haven't even gotten to those yet.
These just sound like two buffoons, like just yelling at this point.
And if you want to listen to two buffoons yelling each and every week, guys, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new videos released. www.youtube.com/Real Take Sports. Anyway, Trevor, why don't you read out some chats while we get set for our next segment?
All right. I'm looking at some stuff. Let's go. Big Ticket, what's going on, homie? Big Ticket says, who should beat Roman Reigns? Hangman Adam Page in a AEW WWE invasion story? Since he edits, Omer versus Roman squash match. Omer collapse Roman. They should have changed his name to Adolf Hitler at this point. It would have been just as bad. It should have called him K Fabian. I love Cincinnati.
Yo, winner is you. That pun was amazing. K Fabian.
Big Ticket. Forget the Nazi. Gunther is the name of a singer 12 years ago who sung about someone touching his tra-la-la. True. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Who touched my tra-la-la-la? Yeah, I remember that song. Anyway, look it up.
Don't look it up. Please don't look it up.
No, I'm telling you to look it up.
I'm not going to look it up.
Ryan Woodbridge. Right. Hi, Omer. Do you remember the Jake the Snake Roberts versus Earthquake and the Snake got squashed?
Man. Dude, oh my, Earthquake is by far the, least talked about, wrestler from that era, the most underrated of that Hulkamania, era, villains. Everyone talks about King Kong Bundy, Andre the Giant, and all these guys. Oh, you're so big. I'm like, where is my boy? Where's my boy John Tenta? Well, where is the love for? I'm gonna jump around and Jack Tunney. Where is the love for my boy?
They don't talk about my man Ray Trailer either.
Man, I'm not gonna say that because he's dead. But big respect to Bubba, like to Big Bubba, big respect to Big Bubba Trailer. But come on, Big Boss Man was there in the Attitude Era, man. The Earthquake,
true.
Earthquake could have been around the Attitude Era. You see him in the gimmick battle royal at WrestleMania X7. This man was built like a brick house. He was still doing his old Jack Tunney. I loved his promos, man. His promos were hilarious. It was just and they were perfect for that era. They were perfect for that era too, because it was just him yelling into it. He made sense. That's the thing. Go back and watch an Earthquake promo. His promos actually made freaking sense. And look, he was.
Did I like Earthquake? I like Tugboat too, actually.
Oh, Tugboat, baby, Tugboat, the Shark and Typhoon, baby. Oh God, Typhoon, yep. Take me back to WCW '95. I'm in WCW 2000 right now. It's not great.
Actually made sense.
Speaking of WCW 2000, AEW is having their beach break. Is that too much? Probably.
Demonetized.
Oh no, cancel Tony Khan. Yes, goddamn. Oh no, sorry, Tony Khan. Hold up, Tony Khan voice. Hold up. Let's see.
Sounds like you.
Hi. No, you're never getting tickets to AEW ever again. I am in.
And now we're never welcome to AEW.
Forever out of AEW's good graces. That's okay. I'm just saying, He hams his voice up a little too much when he's cutting a promo.
He does.
He told me he was here for Sting. I'm here for.
He does kind of.
Bro, just talk.
He does kind of sound like a kid going through puberty twice. He does.
My man, go watch it. Just he's. I love you, Tony. Genuinely love you, Tony. Genuinely love you, Tony. You're oh man, guys, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Oh man, where has the show gone, Trevor? Trevor, I know where it's gone. It's gone right into our AEW Beach Break review or preview. AEW Beach Break will be live Wednesday night from the place that everyone goes to the beach at, Cleveland. Yes, Cleveland. Ohio. Ohio. Beaches? I guess so. Trevor, we'll get to the card in just a second. What did you think about the idea of having Beach Break in Cleveland, Ohio, in the middle of like the winter season? We're at the end of January here. Like, what do you think about this?
I mean, I don't know. I without saying anything too like bad about Ohio, I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was very, very funny. Like
it's got to be
like that is
great.
A complete,
it's got to be
right. That's a complete oxymoron. You're gonna have beach break in all places. That's like, you know what? Let's go have a beach party in the Antarctica. We're gonna have streamers. We're gonna cook out. We'll do everything right in the middle of the frozen tundra. Like that just makes no sense.
Yeah, dude. It's like someone coming up to you and being like, "Hey, let's go to the most fun place ever." Oh, where? Cleveland.
Or let's go to the most fun place ever. Where? The DMV. Like
Oh, it's fun. Department
of Motor Vehicles, sir.
Okay, not the DMV. All right, cool. Good. I'm glad we're on the same page there. Anyway, we got a star-studded card here for AEW Beach Break 2022. We're gonna have a lot of great matches here. Of course, we will have the AEW TNT World Championship being defended. It is going to be the unification match for the TNT World Championship. Cody Rhodes taking on Sammy Guevara on both TNT championships on a pole. No, on a ladder match. Basically, it's been a long night. They're going to be in a ladder match for the undisputed TNT World Champion or television champion. I can't speak tonight. We also are going to have Red Velvet taking on legit Layla Hirsch. This is something that a lot of people have been talking about, legit Layla Hirsch and this feud that she's having with Chris Statlander and Red Velvet right now. So we're going to see the beginning, at least, of that feud happen. We're also going to see Chris Jericho teaming up with Santana and Ortiz to take on Daniel Garcia and 2.0 in a trios match live Wednesday, January 26th on AEW Dynamite, live on TBS 8/7 Central. Also, finally, in the main event, a unsanctioned lights out match. And of course, it's weird because if you look at the preview beforehand, the lights seem to be way more on in this preview than the last one. But hey, Orange Cassidy versus Adam Cole, lights out match. I pray to God this match takes place on the beach. It's so unsanctioned, they can't have it in the arena. But we'll see what happens with that. But it's going to be a wild, wild night of pro wrestling. Trevor, what do you think about AEW Beach Break? What's your favorite match you're looking forward to? What do you like? What do you don't like?
So many good ones. One, Red Velvet and legit Layla Hirsch. I think that should be a very good match. Of course, my man, freshly squeezed, Orange Cassidy going against Adam Cole. That should be a great one. And that was actually the one I'm looking forward to the most. I just hope that when they wrestle on the beaches of Ohio, no one gets hurt by needles and stuff. Anyway, but yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting, and I can't wait to see it. Honestly, I don't know what beach they're gonna wrestle on though, but we'll see.
It's gonna be cold.
But yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Cold.
It's gonna be very cold. Someone's gonna poke in the ass with an icicle. But it's gonna be a lot of fun though.
It's all about the
ouch.
Oh baby. All right, Adam Cole, baby. All right, let's go to our predictions mercifully. So we got AEW TNT Championship on the line. Cody Rhodes versus the interim champion Sammy Guevara. What do you think about the build of this match? What do you think about Cody's promo? And who do you think walks out AEW TNT champion?
So, I first off, I love the build to this match. I love the promo. Honestly, Cody Rhodes is a heel to himself at this point, and it's awesome. He's the most heelish face I've seen in a very long time, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I think Guevara wins this one only because he has not beaten Cody Rhodes yet. He hasn't beaten Cody Rhodes yet, and a match like this fits in Guevara's wheelhouse. So, Sammy, I got Sammy in this one.
You know why it fits in Guevara's wheelhouse? Because Sammy Guevara is going to climb to the top of that ladder. The TNT title is going to be well within his reach, but below him is going to be Cody Rhodes, way on top of a table. And Sammy Guevara is going to look down, and he's a face, but he's also a wily face. He's also a face who loves danger. He's a high-flying baby face. Sammy Guevara is going to look down, and he just couldn't be able to resist doing a dive. Because that's what these young these young whippersnappers like dive, man. Flips, no fists. So instead of going for the TNT championship, Sammy Guevara is going to go for a flip, a 450 perhaps, and he's going to boom, blast right through that table because Cody Rhodes is going to move out of the way at the last second because he's a veteran, baby, and he's going to climb that ladder. And he's gonna get both titles. Cody Rhodes, double champion. And there's going to be trash, literally trash from the beaches of Cleveland. Should say, whatever there's going to be, there's going to be. The people in this arena are gonna go out down the street, collect all the trash because there's definitely trash on the beaches of Cleveland because no one's there to clean it up. They are going to take that trash and they're going to throw it into the ring at Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes is going to utter the most famous words a la Randy Orton from ECW One Night Stand 2006. My fans, my beautiful fans, as they are pelting him with trash. And he refused to turn heel. I love it. Book it, brother.
He refuses to turn heel. Refuses to turn heel.
Refuses. I'm here for it, man. I love this. I love what they're doing. Personally. Look. The day that Cody Rhodes says in the promo, I set myself on fire for you people. That is one you people promo I'm actually looking forward to. And I hate the you people promo. I hate it.
Yeah, I hate you people promos.
But that's the one I'm looking for. You people. I set myself on fire. Oh, guys, let's move on. Red Velvet taking on legit Layla Hirsch. This is very interesting. Layla Hirsch has fallen out with Chris Statlander and Red Velvet. She attacked Red Velvet and Chris Statlander last week on AEW Dynamite. What do you think about this match, Trevor? What do you think about, them seemingly building this feud? And I like the fact that they're actually building feuds that are in the women's division that don't have to do with the women's championship.
Yeah, so do I. I think it's great. I think it's a great idea. I think you couldn't have picked the two better wrestlers to do it with. You know what I mean? Layla Hirsch is amazing, and so is Red Velvet. I call Layla Hirsch the indestructible dynamo. She's built like a tank, man. She's amazing. But I think Layla wins this one only because I think it helps build the story. It helps build the story up. And for your eventual match with why can't I think of the other one?
Chris.
Tell me. Chris Statlander.
Statlander.
With builds up the match with Chris Statlander, who the feud started with in the first place. So I think Red Velvet loses this match. Has Red Velvet won a match?
It's a great question. I not that I can remember. She jobbed.
And I'm not trying to be funny, but she's been jobbing.
No, she's been jobbing. But I think you can do a story. You can do a story of someone jobbing, right? You can do a story about someone jobbing. I think that you can. I just think she's just found herself in that position, right? Look, it's. So someone has to lose. Someone has to lose. That's the thing. Someone has to lose for people to get over. For legit Layla Hirsch to get over, Red Velvet might have to lose. And that's the thing. Red Velvet, she's been showcased. And she's been jobbed. Layla Hirsch has not been jobbed a lot on AEW TV. So I'm not going to get into who should be jobbed and who shouldn't. Or blah, blah, their job. It's a TV show, guys. It's a TV show. But look, this is going to build legit Layla Hirsch. She should win. She's going to win. And she's probably going to attack Red Velvet afterwards, and then Chris Statlander's gonna come in and in defense, and then legit Layla Hirsch is gonna attack Chris Statlander from behind. Oh, good old WCW booking. I love it. Moving on, let's talk about the trios match. It's Chris Jericho and Santana and Ortiz taking on Daniel Garcia and 2.0 in a trios match. Trevor, we've seen the wrinkles in the inner circle. We've seen Santana and Ortiz saying like maybe Chris Jericho is the reason that they are not the AEW World Tag Team Champions right now. And it's left a lot of people wondering, why the hell didn't they break up the inner circle at Blood and Guts? What? Just why?
Exactly. Why? They should have. They should have. But now, when you break up the inner circle, you have the potential of a Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho match. Which, God, I'm here for that. Oh God, I'm here for that. I think this one. I think Santana Ortiz and Chris Jericho win, and then afterwards, they get into it, and Eddie Kingston steps in and decks Chris Jericho finally.
Oh, you gotta do the old. It's like the axe handle from behind. Oh my God! Someone please bring back the axe handle, bro.
Dude,
what a maneuver!
The axe handle. The axe handle is so
it's
great.
such a great heel move, though. You bring it
the
down.
Axe handle smash to the back of the right here.
Look. I love the fact that it is. Look, wrestling logic, people. One fist does a lot of damage, right? But two fists combined, plus a windmill motion, you get a running start here. Like that's a. Dude, that's wrestling. That is shattering. That would break someone's neck.
Powerful.
That's
pretty powerful.
Pride and powerful, baby. So, Trevor, what do you think about this? Are Pride and Powerful going to win?
Yeah, I think Chris Jericho saying. I think they're going to win. Honestly, like I said, I think they're going to win it at the end. I think Eddie Kingston is going to come in, and I think they're going to end up breaking up, and Eddie, and you're going to see your first glimpse of Eddie Kingston and Jericho.
I think the exact opposite is going to happen. Daniel Garcia in 2.0, this is the exact type of match that they would win. Because it's a trios match, and they don't have a trios championship yet. But these three have been making a name for themselves, and a win here would keep them relevant enough to keep on feuding with whatever trios team they decided to feud with. But I think if they lose, Santana and Ortiz lose, and it's because of Chris Jericho, you're just building on the story there. You're just building on the story that, hey, we keep losing because of Jericho. We've been watching his back. He's not watching our back. Let's go roll with our brother Eddie Kingston.
True. That makes perfect sense. But just for 2 seconds, can we talk about how great Daniel Garcia and 2.0 are? Like, I really
underrated.
Like them
so
lot.
underrated.
I
so
really
underrated.
like them a whole hell of a lot, honestly. Especially with Daniel Garcia. I like him. I actually like. He might be my favorite out of the whole group, honestly.
Oh, I mean, Daniel Garcia is gonna be. He's gonna be a star. Him versus Daniel Bryan Bryan Danielson. Like him versus Bryan Danielson is gonna be like that. That's gonna be a feud in like a year. That's gonna be like great.
Him and Sammy Guevara was a good match. It was a damn good match, actually.
Dude, I'm telling you, like this kid is. He is technically gifted, and he's only gonna get better. Daniel Garcia is only like what 21 years old.
He's like 22. He's only been
Daniel Garcia.
7 years, maybe.
He's a little older than that. Daniel Garcia is born in 90. He's 23, which is like he's a year younger than me. Which is like I'm like dude.
So how long has he been wrestling?
That's a little baby. That's a little baby. That's a little baby. Look at his little cheeks. That's a little baby, Daniel Garcia. I know who's a little baby. Yeah, that Daniel Garcia. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Moving on, our main event, Orange Cassidy versus Adam Cole, baby. On a lights out match, hopefully, fingers crossed, on the needle-ridden beaches of Cleveland, Ohio. Trevor, what do you think about this match? What do you think about the build? What do you think about Adam Cole just saying, hey, I want Orange Cassidy once and for all, lights out? Does this give Cassidy a chance to actually win?
You know what? This is a match that if anyone who's familiar with Orange Cassidy's career, especially with his Indies career, this is in his wheelhouse. This is a match that Orange Cassidy wants. And like will thrive in. It's going to be a hell of a showcase on both talents, both incredible talents. Like Adam Cole is great in this area area as well, and so is Orange Cassidy. And honestly, you couldn't have paired two better people together. Honestly, their styles mesh very well. Like they, in actual boxing and UFC, they always say styles make fights. And yes, this is scripted, but styles make fights. And their style of wrestling is amazing. It's going to look like poetry in the ring. Who's going to win this? I want to agree with you, Omer, and say this is Cassidy's chance to step up against a damn good opponent. I mean, he's beat Chris Jericho. Step up against a damn good opponent and be victorious. But I think this is a show. This is also going to be a showcase of how twisted and actually vile Adam Cole can truly be. So I'm gonna go Adam Cole. I'm gonna go Adam Cole.
Freshly squeezed. Orange Cassidy wins.
Okay.
I mean, look. Okay. Ooh, the brightness. Oof. Anyway, but no. In all seriousness, I think they only had this match so Orange Cassidy could get a win, which is fine. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Because I think, Trevor, you're in Cleveland, Ohio. There's one wrestler out there who is from Cleveland, Ohio, who has history with Adam Cole, the Red Dragon. There's one guy who's a free agent out there. He could be just being like, hey, man, let me go down the street to the stadium or to the arena and see what's up. I think it's the perfect time to debut the one, the only Johnny Wrestling, baby, making his AEW debut.
Yeah.
I think.
Is it his 90 days up already, or?
Shit, he's a dude. No, he wasn't released. His contract ran out. He's a free agent, baby. Free agent, baby. Ooh, he is gone, bro. And I'm telling you this right now. Cleveland, Ohio. Adam Cole, with a little bit of help from Red Dragon, looks like he's about to pick up the victory in this lights-out, unsanctioned main event match on the beaches of Cleveland, Ohio, as Orange Cassidy, with 17 needles in his body from the beaches of Cleveland, Ohio, is reeling, about to be pinned. Out comes Johnny Wrestling. Gotta get it down. Another day, gotta give him hell. He can't use this song anymore, but I'm still gonna sing. Like, hey, Tony, I don't care how much it costs. Buy Rebel Heart from WWE. Buy it. $10 million. Christmas. It is worth it. But yeah, I mean, like, it's how you debut it. It would be a great way to debut him. It would be a great way to debut him.
Interesting. It definitely would be. Definitely would be interesting.
My dad gotta fail. I gotta fail. Darby Allin fell too. He fell too. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new videos release. I keep forgetting we're an audio podcast too, so people like are listening just be like,
what is going on here?
The duck is he doing, man? What the duck? Oh man. What the duck is going on, guys? Here, I'll actually go through the chat real quick. Big Ticket says, oh, wrong one here. We got here. Okay, since he says WWE copyrighted Gunther Stark like Walter would want to be named after that he left. Yeah, like as if Walter would want to call himself Gunther Stark. Right. Like, come on, no, he's good. No, if he leaves, he's calling himself Walter. Since he also says Omer and Trevor are banned from all AEW pay-per-views and matches. Yeah, probably. After we made fun of Tony Khan, you can't do that. Since he also says I'm offended. I live in Ohio. But Cincy, which is 65 times better than Cleveland. Yeah, 65 times. Hey, what's 65 times 0, Trevor? What's 65 times 0?
Zero, isn't it?
Yep, still zero. Still zero. I'm just saying, man. You got to come up with if you add 65 times 0 plus 1, there you go.
There you go.
Since he also says offended, because he spelled offended wrong. See, I'm not the only one who makes spelling mistakes. Ryan in the chat says, "Hi, bro. Do you think Zack Ryder might be in the Royal Rumble? It's possible. It's possible.
It's possible.
If
you're talking about the world's biggest troll right now,
the forbidden fruit is open. Vince, I'm pretty sure it's Thor. I think it's both. Oh dear. Oh dear. Ryan says, "Hi, bro. Was Eric Bischoff running SmackDown behind the scenes? No, not anymore. He ran SmackDown for like a day in 2019.
Yeah.
And then like he was just like, man, I'm sick of this BS. I'm moving back to Wyoming. I'm gonna do my podcast. I'm gonna do my podcast and just like, I don't know." Ryan in the chat says, "Do you see Bryan Danielson versus CM Punk soon?" It's gonna happen eventually. Whether it's next year, it's gonna happen. It's gonna AEW knows what they're doing as far as that goes. Like, I trust them enough to do a proper Bryan versus Punk feud. And since he rounds us out saying, "Hey, when that Ravens playoff game scheduled?" So we've had a few playoff games scheduled actually in my lifetime. I think about like 20 or so. And actually, actually, 2 of those playoff wins were actually Super Bowl wins that I've been a fan for. Since how many? I actually think, Trevor, you know what's funny? The Ravens have as many playoff Super Bowl wins as the Bengals do playoff wins this year.
Actually, yes, you're right. And what's funny is before now, Andy Dalton couldn't get anything done. So
it's not Andy Dalton, man. It's Joe Breezy.
It's Joey Burrow now. So
Joey Burrow, bro. Joey Burrow. Hey, man, y'all got the Tom Holland of the NFL. He's a cute little one. Yeah, he's a cute little one.
Hell of a quarterback, man. Hell of a quarterback.
Hell of a quarterback. What? Yeah, Joe Burrow, a sexy man, bro.
Sexy man.
Yeah, this old Boondock. Oh, I can say that. But it's this old Boondocks thing. Sexy man. Anyway, guys, hit that like button, subscribe.
People on the audio podcast are like, "What the hell is going on here?"
That's why our audio listenership is just dwindling every week. This is why. Anyway, let's go to our final segment. Trevor, we have some sad news from AEW. Lio Rush says he will be a free agent. He is leaving All Elite Wrestling after his contract expires on February 14th. A very sad happy birthday to me, as Lio Rush will no longer be in AEW. He wrote in the body of a tweet, quote, "I'm a free agent," while posting a graphic captioned, "On February 14, 2022, my contract with AEW will expire with AEW, and I will become a free agent. For all booking inquiries, please email leorushnow@gmail.com. So, we know that Rush, he made his debut last year, Double or Nothing, entering as the Joker. He then took some time off away from wrestling. He returned, and he started this thing with Dante Martin. He hasn't been seen on TV since, I believe, Dante Martin actually returned back to Lio Rush's side. He did take part in the World and GCW, that event, this past Sunday. So he's been around, but he hasn't been around AEW. There's people who think it might have something to do with the Tony Khan tweet situation. There's also people who think he might just want to. Lio Rush is like kind of like that. He's like a little bit of a free spirit, and that, which is good. It's great. And he kind of wants to do his own thing, and that's perfectly fine. So what do you kind of make of this, and what do you think about Lio Rush leaving AEW?
You know what? This is gonna sound cliche as hell, and I apologize, but I think Lio Rush is too big for AEW. You know what I mean? Like, full time anyway. I think
brother, Rush I'm too big for the company, brother. Name it Hogan CW, brother. I'm sorry.
What I mean by that is, like, I think Lio Rush reminds me a lot of Cody Rhodes after he was released from the WWE. Like, Cody was everywhere. You know, you looked at a promotion, Cody was there. And I feel like Lio is the same way. Like, I don't think Lio can be tied down to one promotion. I think Leo's talent is so big and so grand that he needs to be in MPW, NJPW. You know what I'm talking about? New Japan.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
He needs to be in New Japan. He needs to be in GCW. He needs to be in TNA. He needs to be everywhere. Like for Leo to actually have fun, Leo needs to be everywhere. Like he used to hit the indie scenes hard, man. He would be all over the place. And so I think that's part of it. And also, I don't know, like when he took his break or whatever, like you said, he's a free spirit. When he took his break, he didn't seem entirely happy. So maybe he's just wants to take another break and get his mind back in the game. It could be a bunch of different things.
Yeah, I mean, I it's one of those things where I'm always going to support Leo Rush. He's a DMV boy. He is great.
Hometown boy.
What?
He's a hometown boy.
He's a hometown boy, man. Like you always got to support the hometown boys. I love Leo Rush, and like I'm sad it didn't work out with AEW, and I'm sad he's leaving, right? But I'm also like, hey, Leo Rush, I'm gonna go watch what Leo Rush does, and that's the thing. I think people kind of like don't understand. Like people are like, oh, but why is Leo Rush leaving? Oh, he's a problem. Like, oh yeah, and it's like the same people like who say like. It's the same people who criticize like WWE fans who say that, oh, Keith Lee left WWE. He's got attitude problems, pal, or whatever. And they make fun of people for that. I'm like, no, you can't do that. Like Leo Rush is leaving, and you know what? He's not breaking his contract. He's not, he's not bashing the company. Like if people want to point out like, oh, what he said about Tony Khan after that tweet, he was 100% right about blasting Tony Khan for that tweet. I blasted Tony Khan for that tweet. It was a shit tweet.
I did too.
Yeah, it's a shit tweet. Like anyone who understands.
Know better.
Yeah, exactly. Like anyone with a brain would be like, yeah, it's a shit tweet. You look at that and you're like, that's not a good tweet, Tony. Like it doesn't take you don't need to be like, oh, a problem. Have attitude problem to figure that out. No, you just have to have a brain to figure that out. It was a bad tweet, and. Look, I mean, again, I'm not sure what the reason is, if it's deeper than, Leo Rush, just wanting to be free, Leo Rush wanting more control over his bookings, maybe. I don't know. And I'm not going to speculate as, oh, my God, he's leaving AEW because AEW is a racist company or he's leaving because of XYZ. No, I mean, he talked to Tony Khan. They seem to have hashed it out. Tony Khan's still liking his tweets. Like, even after this, he's still liking his tweets. So, I mean, I'm assuming there's no necessarily bad blood. There's probably still feelings. Like I'm assuming Leo Rush still has like obviously feelings about the whole situation, which he's entitled to do. We all like. I mean, but I mean, again, it's just one of those things where it didn't work out. Not everyone's gonna work out everywhere, and that's okay sometimes. I genuinely think it's okay. The people who want to say like, oh man, this is the beginning. AEW's gonna start doing XYZ. They're gonna like, dude, like. The reason we don't make a big deal when this happens with AEW is one, AEW is not releasing anybody. Two, AEW usually doesn't badmouth people on the way out. He did that with Big Swole, which was bad. But they have made a habit about it habitually, right? And that's like WWE has. Like everyone who gets released from WWE apparently suddenly has an attitude problem. Everyone. I wonder what's happening, Trevor. Everyone in the company has an attitude problem. I wonder why. I wonder why.
I can't imagine why they would have an attitude problem. That's preposterous.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Leo Rush, we love you, man. Big up, as Taz would say. Big ups to Leo Rush, man.
Big ups, Leo.
Big ups, Leo. Guys, big ups to y'all. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Since he says, nah, this week, bro, where y'all at? Oh, wait, y'all lost to the Steelers. Yeah, you're right. We did lose to the Steelers, but you should know a lot about that. Your team's been losing to the Steelers for the past 30 years. Anyway, Cincy in the chat also says, HCW, brother. Hulk Hogan championship. Hulk's champion. No. Possessive. Hulk's, as in his championship. Hulk's championship.
Hulk's championship.
Brother. Hulk championship wrestling, brother. No. I got it even better. HCB. Hulk's championship, brother. Just the HCB.
That's
when it comes crashing down.
Post it.
I'm gonna come out with so many Hogan shirts eventually. Like, I'm gonna make so much money off of that man's name. like WWE. I'm gonna trademark all the Hogan Hulk Championship Wrestling, brother. Instead of a shirt that says
At some
brother.
point, we should talk about like Wrestle Talk T-shirts or something.
Well, shit. We gonna have just come out with a Wrestle Talk like blouse, you know, a blouse.
A nightgown.
A hat. A hat. Anyway, guys, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Oh man, anything else that we missed, people?
You miss anything this week?
I don't know. I'm gonna check out Sean Ross Sapp on Twitter to see if we missed any news.
Of course. I'm pretty sure we did miss something, but
oh dear God.
What in blue heaven?
I'm watching some NXT. Like I just saw some NXT stuff and oof.
I'm gonna read this one. What is it? In the chat, DV says Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper, aka Brody Lee match, was 55 minutes and 45 seconds. Inspired AEW to form Bryan Dennison 1 hour with Hangman Adam Page versus.
John I know what he's talking about. That was Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules 2015.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
They left in the car. This poor man who was just driving home, like it just had two very large angry men fighting in the backseat of his car.
It was great. It was amazing. I loved it. Cynthia says Wrestle Talk beanies because Omar always wears a beanie. Oh, I do too. I just don't wear them inside. I always wear them outside.
It's gone.
I don't know.
Never lost.
Worn a few times.
Never lost. Never lost.
I love my beanies. Never lost.
6 viewers, 9 likes. Nice. Nice. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, guys. Trevor. What do you like in wrestling? What do you really like in wrestling this week?
Oh man. So I was really excited for the GCW thing. Like I said before, it kind of threw me for a loop. But man, I just love all good pro wrestling. Like most things in wrestling are pretty good. I mean, you have your bad things or whatever, but like I definitely love that in this age of wrestling we can appreciate like real stuff, like real battles, real fights, like people going through real stuff and they come back, take some time off and they come back and they still get the cheer and they get the real cheers and the real the real of the fans and of the of the audience, and it's not fake, and you can tell from the wrestlers and from the performers how much this meant, how much this was. Like I love that. That is what I'm enjoying in wrestling right now, that we are in that part of wrestling, in that age of wrestling, or in that age group, I guess, as humans, that we can enjoy that.
No. Do you know who I am? My name is Bully Ray. My name is Bully Ray. And I once went up to Mr. Anderson after he destroyed the Aces and Eights, and I said, Ken Anderson, you killed what I loved. I will burn your house down.
I hate it.
And murder your wife. Like, it was so wild, the shit he would say to Ken Anderson. He's like, I'm gonna work.
You broke it again. There you go. Fix your mic. There.
I know. In Kazakhstan, we fix mic all the time. Guys, we're wrapping it up here. We got somebody in the chat saying Vam today. I don't know what that means, but mazel. Well, anyway, guys, this has been Real Take Wrestle Talk. You can follow Trevor at Trevor with an E, Tainment. You can follow me at Omerq Show. That is OMERQ Show. You can also follow Real Take Sports at Real Take Sports on Twitter, at Real Take Sports Talk on Instagram, Facebook. You can also hit us up an email, because we have an email, realtakesportstalk@gmail.com. You can do a lot of stuff here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/realtakesports. Until next time.
Next time, guys.
For myself, and
for me,
for Trevor. We'll see you next time. As Cincy in the chat says, Arn Anderson's Glock versus Cody Rhodes. Put the Glock over, brother. We'll see you next time. Keep it real.